Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hey, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues. It is July the 19th, 2025. We have a jam-packed call tonight. Folks, we are going to show you how on July 14th, Iraq quietly connected to the U.S. banking system and the global banking system through FedWire. No fanfare, no media attention, only Goldilocks has shown this, and we're going to show you the receipts tonight. That's one. But before that, we're going to show you how digital asset regulations will pave the way for the RV, which, of course, July has been on fire already with so much that's happening. And then we're going to show you how stablecoins, which are those digital asset regulations, will move our paper currencies through the global banking system for the RV. Before that, let's get into some prayer and then some announcements. Father God, we thank you. As always, we give you honor. We give you glory. We thank you for just us having life and breath and being able to exist at this present time and in this moment. We thank you for everyone that will participate on tonight's call. We ask that you bless their hearts, their minds, and their spirits. We thank you for the healing of our wonderful peculiar ram and any and everyone who may or possibly have gone through or are going through any potential ailments. We ask that you heal and protect anyone and everyone moving forward as well. We always give you the honor and give you the glory. Without you, there is no us. You come before us. We give you all the honor and the glory in your precious name. Amen. All right, folks, real quick, some quick announcements. Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room, of course. We are there Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where the 8 steps that everyone is hearing, all of the amazing success stories that occur every single day, multiple times a day, every single week, and every Saturday that you all hear these amazing bank stories from real people that are establishing their relationships. Those 8 steps, that is where we share those 8 steps and the guidance that we provide with those 8 steps. That's in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room, and that's also where we break down Goldilocks articles and explain them so that people can have an understanding of what is happening with the RV. Then we have Dee's Room, where she also shares articles from around the globe related to the financial system. And then Crypto Finance Newsroom with Dave Rose Big Dog. Anything related to crypto, your questions, that is where you go. Then, last but not least, we have the Goldilocks Global Banking News, which is your daily podcast. Folks, you do not want to miss. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Have your notifications on. You don't want, especially now moving forward, you do not want to miss any of the updates, the daily updates coming from Goldilocks. Over 1.6 million views in the Goldilocks Global Banking News in literally just 1 year. We started the podcast July of 2024, 1.6 million views rapidly already in over 70 countries worldwide that tune in and are subscribed to the channel. Folks, tonight we have some amazing members that are going to share their updates if they are here Blues, and then also Tyrone. I haven't seen them. Not sure if they're here. If you guys can raise your hand if you've made it onto the call, we're going to have Peculiar Ram that is going to read the articles tonight. And I hear.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. Tyrone, you can unmute, my good man.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
How you been?
Hey, feet in motion, y'all.
Awesome. Man, you posted your update a couple of weeks ago. I know you actually shared an update several months ago that was a home run. Now you're sharing something that might be a grand slam. You even made more progress.
Yes. Man, it's been busy, but it's been great. It really has been.
Awesome. So give us your latest update that you shared into the room. Man, a lot of people, actually, just so you know, a lot of people were very inspired from you before when you shared months ago. And now I think they're going to be even more inspired. So please share, my good man.
Okay. So after my initial meeting with the advisor, the wealth advisor, so I sent in just 2 questions by way of email. Did my follow up, just like Wyatt mentioned, and didn't do anything else. Went on about my week, and then it was about a week and a half, and all of a sudden, I'm in work, and my phone rings, and I just look down because I put the gentleman's information in my phone, and it was him. So my boss allowed me to step outside, very kind man, and step outside. I take the call. He was letting me know, first of all, he just used my Tyrone, how you doing? I said, man, I'm doing great. And he told me right away, you can call him by my first name. So I called him by his first name. And anyway, he said, I was not ignoring you. He said, I have been reaching out to some of the contacts that you gave me. He says, I want you to tell them. I've gotten all of their contacts, their names and everything. He goes, man, you know a lot of people. I just started laughing. He said, but you just let them know they will hear from me. He said they'll hear from me. So, tell them don't worry about it, don't panic. And yes, they can reach out to me. He says, I do have regular clients. He says, not your type of clients. I don't have that we're helping. I said, okay. He goes, but first of all, I wanted to give you an update on some things. He goes, he answered my 2 questions, that he is a fiduciary. And there was another question that I asked him as far as vetting him. And he said, he answered that question very straight out, which was very comforting. And he says, you got any more questions or anything, definitely reach back out to me. He says, and I will get back in contact with you. And says, have a great day. So we hung up. And so that made me feel good. I shared that with everyone of my friends and, of course, with my sons. And so then all of a sudden, my son, he told me, he says, Dad, I got an appointment with him.
Oh, wow.
I says, really? He says, yes. He goes, I reached out to him, and he got back with me, and I got the appointment with him. I says, okay. And that was him and his brother were having the appointment. So their appointment went very well. And my son, he said, we sat down. He told me exactly, because I told him, I says, I want it from A to Z, all the steps. Don't miss, no, leave out nothing. That way I would know how, really I just wanted to know how he was treating him as opposed to me. And of course, any of my other friends that he reached out to, was he treating them like a number, or was he actually treating them the way he rolled the red carpet out for me?
Mm-hmm.
And he laid it out for him. He didn't mention any words. He did
Mm-hmm.
mention some things that was interesting that didn't come up in our conversation, but it was only because that's how my son's conversation, it went that way because of
Okay.
the because of the Q&A they had with him.
Okay.
And so I helped him to appreciate. I said, you know what he just did? I said, he just laid out to you. In fact, when it's go time, this man is going to reach out and let us know, because he said his exact words were, when this happens, I'll know before y'all do,
Yep.
and
There it is.
you'll get. He says, and you'll get the call. He also mentioned to him that uh, all the wealth advisor managers
Mm-hmm.
that he's linked to in this top tier
Mm-hmm.
investment firm, they all talk about the RV and
Mm-hmm.
what's going on, what's
Mm-hmm.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because during my actual appointment with him, he did mention to me, and he actually emphasized it, and I counted 4 to 5 times before I left that appointment, that person to person.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned for a fact, and I hope you all listening, no one, he said, no one is going to give you more than what we will.
Mm-hmm.
He says,
Mm-hmm.
and you can bank on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he said, it is real.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, and that's going to make sense to everybody tonight about your intro. At that time, he did say that he didn't want me worrying or hanging on everything about Iraq. He
Mm-hmm.
said, because
Mm-hmm.
right now, he
Mm-hmm.
said, Vietnam, they got hardcore evidence. He says, we can touch, feel, smell, and see.
Ding,
He
ding,
says,
ding, 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 ding.
he
Mm-hmm.
said, they killing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he says, I know for a fact about them. He says, the others, yes, it will happen,
Mm-hmm.
but he says Iraq got a lot of they got a lot of contracts and all that, but they haven't really stepped forward the way
Mm-hmm.
everybody think they are. He says, so young man, he says, just don't throw it away. He says,
Mm-hmm.
but just lay it down and just keep moving and don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened a week after that first call, I got another call from him.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he was letting me know that, one, we got to get together because he wanted to he wants to get me and my wife in because he wanted to meet her because she is part of this.
Mm-hmm.
And he was letting me know. He always, every time when he called, that was the second time, but he kept
Mm-hmm.
continuing to tell me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. He says, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
busy with these clients. He said, and I have called some more of your friends. I talked to your son. He says, wow, he's a very respectful young man. I said,
Uh-huh.
yes, sir, he is. I said, I'm very proud of him and
Mm-hmm.
his brother. And
Mm-hmm.
he says, yes. He says, they have a level head on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't concerned about them squandering anything. He thought they were
Mm-hmm.
very well rounded
Mm-hmm.
upstairs. And
Mm-hmm.
so he says, "Yep." He says, "We're gonna keep moving." He says, "We." He says, he does have a lot of meetings, and he
Mm-hmm.
was trying to be as discreet as he could, and I can understand that. He don't want to say
Mm-hmm.
the wrong things.
Right.
And then about a few days after that is when it was our last conversation, and
Mm-hmm.
that last conversation, it just
Think we Tyrone, you muted
I'm
out.
here.
There
I'm
you go.
here.
Mm-hmm. So you said the
So
last conversation,
yeah,
and then you
put the
broke up.
frosting on the cake.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. He was just assuring me that he will be calling me. He says, just hang in there
Mm-hmm.
and don't worry about things. Uh, and he did answer one other question that I sent to him.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, I did do my homework on him. I looked him up
Mm-hmm. On FINRA.
to vet exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked him up and another one
Okay.
from Arizona that he did know about. during our initial appointment,
Okay.
and he's been a clean individual. Been with the same company
Okay.
for 16 years.
Okay.
He has had no problems, no issues. He's squeaky clean.
Okay.
And on Vetra, I actually talked to someone, and they actually helped me go through that process of vetting these managers,
Okay.
and it was awesome. And very friendly person, very knowledgeable how that process works. And then we vetted the other individual. That person been in been an advisor for 32 years,
Okay.
but had some issues.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
yep, had some issues. So it really helped me to see how that process works. And if you haven't done it yet, folks, you got to do that process. You got to do that final step because you want to know who you're going to be, or who's going to be landing hands, or who you're going to be confiding in, because you don't want the wrong person, in a sense, helping you steer your boat, because they'll steer you into a rock and they
That's
can
right.
jump off.
That's right.
And so,
That's right.
and then you got to worry about the damages, and they just go
Mm-hmm.
swim and go to somebody else.
Yep.
So, but yeah, so ever since though, I'm going to say this, and I'll be done with it. But ever since I came on board with Goldilocks, with you guys, you're talking about the ups and downs. There's two sides to a roller coaster. Either you're going to go up and down around the swings and turns, and you're going to get, either sick or whatever, scared out. You know what? I don't even want to do this anymore. And you get back on. You go through the same thing over and over again till you realize I can't keep doing this. And that's your emotions up and down all over the place, because, as we mentioned many times, I was one of those individuals. So were my son. So were my friends and us. We were those individuals listening to all that rubbish that's out there, and we having those highs and lows, and it literally affects your life, people. It affects
Yep.
your health.
Yep.
And so, but now my son has come to know it, my friends have come to know it and appreciate it. We know the truth of how things are going, and it's been in our faces. We just haven't been given the right map to read things properly and sleep better. Don't worry about anything. And now when we're excited because we see tangible evidence of us getting
Yep.
closer and closer to what we're waiting for. And I mean, that's just how it is. And so I'm grateful that my excuse me, my older friend had introduced this to me back in 2015, after I became cancer free. And
Awesome.
he said, I was
Wow.
going to tell you in 2014. He goes, but at that time your life was more important than this money, and I wanted you to know, yeah, at that time he was in his 60s, but he's in his late 70s now. He
Okay.
said, but I wanted you to know your life was more important to me than this
Yeah.
money. He said, but now that you beat it, and in 2015, he goes, I want you to know this is what I'm doing. This is an opportunity for you. And he didn't even know the right way. He was following all that.
Right. Right.
But it just
Right.
goes to show, when you hear something, what they say, if it quacks like a duck, walk like a duck, it is a duck.
Right.
You know it, you know it when you see it. You
Yeah.
know, that other
Exactly.
way, they said it quacks like a duck, walk like a duck, but they're here showing us camel pictures. So it's like, no, something ain't right
Man.
with this picture.
Right. But it's
So yeah, but
beautiful,
I'm
man.
very grateful to you all. I'm glad to be part of this. So
Yeah.
this,
It's I mean, I don't know what else to. I mean, I can ask you questions, but I'd rather Wiley come on in. I see Wiley, man, this is
Yeah,
amazing.
this is amazing. Tyrone, first and foremost, congratulations for beating cancer and to
Thank you.
grabbing this again for yourself and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that your discernments weren't wrong. You knew there was something else. You knew you just didn't have the proper information to
Mm-hmm.
take this to be the success that you see for yourself. And you found it and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't hoard it. You turned around and showed your friends and your boys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you are a real godsend to this wealth manager you're working with
Mm-hmm.
because you've plugged him into other people who have a great money mechanics and understanding of what's going on, and he's going to be able to work with true professionals as they grow. And this is going to be a different level from him from what he's already working at. So he's kind of excited. And when he tells you he's busy, he probably is because they're gearing up for this. They know far more than they're saying. They just are regulated. They cannot say a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, you're building and stacking and just keep doing it.
Hmm.
You're doing everything right.
Yeah. Oh, one last thing. You and Freedom Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so one of the things that he and I actually have been trying to do over the past 2.5 weeks or so is actually trying to get our me and my wife together with him and his wife and kids at a nice barbecue restaurant out here. It's an
Nice.
organic one,
Hmm.
and we're trying to get them together with him because we want to get away from the the um,
The
the work
office.
scene, so to speak. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the office, and be in a
Mm-hmm.
relaxed setting and
Yeah.
just be relaxed. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but he also told me, he says, look, just let your friends know. He says, there's still a few I haven't gotten to. He says, but I have their information. He said, even when this goes, they will hear from me then if they haven't heard from me now. But just tell them, just try to, stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
He said and I gave him the exactly how many there are.
Yes.
Okay. Let's just put it like this. It's under 20 of them.
Mm-hmm.
He said he will not drop the ball on none of them. And I do believe him for his word because so far what he and I have discussed, and just so you know, he's actually called me 3 times. I only emailed him 2 times.
Yeah.
And,
Hey,
and it's just
Freedom,
for questions.
Tyrone
Mm-hmm.
is this guy's Pegasus and unicorn,
Yes. Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. All wrapped up in one.
all
Yep.
wrapped up in one. And Tyrone, good for you to
Mm-hmm.
bring those other people in to benefit from some of the work and the groundwork you did. And you found a
Mm-hmm.
guy who's willing to work with you. But if I can, I want to go back to, I think it's very important what you said. And I think people need to truly understand this because there's some bad
Mm-hmm.
information out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got to go to Redemption Center if you want the best
So,
rate. Oh, we're the only people going to be able to tell you. That is such false information, folks,
yeah,
that a
Mm-hmm.
redemption center is nothing more than a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Stop listening to guru word salad and them trying to confuse you. The
Mm-hmm.
banks are the entities regulated to do your exchanges. Period. End of story.
Mm-hmm.
yep,
On
yep.
top of that, those that have already, and Freedom, you can back this up and
Mm-hmm.
pontificate, speak on this as well, because I
Mm-hmm.
know you're well aware of this.
Mm-hmm.
These people that are established will be getting calls from your bankers directly the minute
Yeah.
they have an opportunity to bring you in and get you in. You are
That's
not
right.
waiting for anything. You're not waiting for a
Right.
guru to tell you an 800 number, an email, nothing. You will be
Mm-hmm.
notified. These
Mm-hmm.
people want to convert your assets and get to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I
yep.
hear it
And
from
it's,
my bankers all the time. I hear it from my international people. Hey, as soon as it's convertible, we'll call you.
Mm-hmm. And it's amazing, Wally, you're right, because that's exactly what Tyrone's wealth manager told him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is what we've been sharing with people all along, that there is no 800, there is no Piggly Wigglies, there is none of this garbage that, folks, you got to realize, majority of these gurus, they're a part of a psyop. They're literally, their responsibility is to confuse you.
Yes. Keep the
yeah,
masses confused because
Mm-hmm.
the more the masses are confused, the more chaos there is, and the more understanding there is into what's truly transpiring. And that's the goal. Keep
Right.
people off level footing so they don't understand what they're in. And when
Yeah.
you do that, people don't have plans. So they're going to
Mm-hmm.
go convert, they're going to spend, be great for the economy, But it ain't going
Yep.
to be good for them when they realize, damn, I had $1 million. Now I'm only sitting at $100,000. Where did it all go? Well,
Mm-hmm.
they spent without a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's amazing. And Wiley, I would love for Tyrone to repeat what he said, just in case if there's someone that came on the call that didn't hear it. What did your wealth manager tell you, Tyrone, that he would do when this happens?
He told me flat out. He says, your friends, your sons, they're going to get a call directly from me, and he says, I'm gonna bring you in, and I'm going to take care of your currency.
There it
But on
is.
top of that, he said, no one will do more for you
Oh
as far
yeah.
as what they're going to do than he will do.
Yep.
That's him telling you he's going to give you the best he can do. There's no
Yep.
back screens. There's no of this. There's a buy, there's a sell. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
Yep.
there is on a Forex exchange rate, folks. Buy
Yep.
and sell. That's all they can work with. The only
Mm-hmm.
ability you're going to have is to work on some of the fees. A lot of these managers will waive these fees. Tyrone, I won't be surprised if they waive it for you and your folks because they want to play the
Mm-hmm.
long game with you, not just
Right.
get the money on the front end and walk away. They're looking at you as a long-term client, so they're going to waive their fees and say, "We're waiving it all, no cost. We plan on working with you for decades. Let's get to work, and we'll make our money that way in the long term."
Mm-hmm.
And
That's banks
Wiley and
thinking
Freedom.
forward.
Well, yep. Wiley and Freedom Fighter. He actually did that. Verbatim. Why, you sure you weren't there? He did that verbatim. He sure did. And because that was one of my follow-up questions I sent to him. And when he called me, he laid out exactly how the fees work. He told me exactly how he's going to make his money. And it does make sense because he told me at the appointment, he says, now, just so you know, Tyrone, he said, this was the preliminaries. He goes, going forward, I am, those are his words, I am your financial advisor going forward.
Mm.
He says,
Oh,
so
yeah. He
he,
just
He
cut
put
his competition out. He's just setting the
right.
yep,
bar right now, saying, you just
Yeah.
stop
he,
shopping. You just
yep,
stop
Mm-hmm.
looking. I'm your
yep,
guy. I've got
he
it.
did.
I'll take care of your
He did.
friends. I'll call
He
Yep.
them.
he
It was,
called Tyrone. He put a ring on it. He
Mhm.
called Tyrone.
Yeah, we got a little
yep.
bromance going on between
It,
Tyrone and
Right.
his
it's
wealth
a,
manager, that's for sure. Going out to get
it's,
barbecue with the family. See, he's wanting to build this relationship to a
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
friendship and more by doing this with you and say, hey, let me get my wife and family together. You grab yours. Let's all get away from the office. And that's a bit of code because he's saying, I can say more to you as a
Right.
friendship than I
Yep.
can wearing the business hat inside the confines of the walls of the business space.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And and all my friends are in the area just out west where we moved from August
Hmm.
last year to where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of them did make this statement until they heard from me about this wealth advisor and what I told them, exactly what I shared to everybody right now, and what I on the first call. They said, you probably just gonna forget about us. I said, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a true friend in times when it's good and times when it's a crisis.
Hmm.
I'm not a play friend, a pretend friend, none of that. I'm a real friend. And if it's within my power to keep my word, I will. I
Mm-hmm.
don't forget about friends. And
Mm-hmm.
sure enough, when I told them about all of this and gave, because he told me, give them my contact information as well. And I did. And it was those actual two that actually reached out, and they didn't get a chance to talk to him yet, but they called me. They
Mm-hmm.
said, I actually got his assistant. And they said they will make sure he get the message. And he actually called me. It was one of those calls, and he told me, boom, 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 call. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't got back to this one yet, but let them know. I will, and I am, and I will. He goes, I'm not going to leave them behind because I can tell the type of person you are. I said, we really are good friends, and I want to take care of them. And I promised them that I would, and I wouldn't forget about them, and I haven't.
Tyrone, and I can tell that just from this call, because what you've done is you did the work, found this guy, said, "Hey, I got some friends." But bigger than that, you took them off the roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
pulled all those friends and your boys and all these people, said, "Listen, this makes so much sense. I'm going to go try this. Let me go do this. I'm going to go do some leg work. I'll let you know." And you didn't keep it to yourself. You shared it with those family and friends and said, "Hey, I got a guy. I passed your name on. He's going to get with you." And you're being loyal to that. And that speaks volumes to your character. So good
Yep.
for you, and good for your friends for having a guy like that in their corner that didn't, because money changes people. It really will. And it sounds like you got a good surrounding of the people around you who are there with you, and good and in bad. So
Yep.
congratulations on that,
Yep.
because
I
that is
do.
that is a
Thank you.
tough find.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And one of those people was actually the one who brought the opportunity to me. He
Mm.
actually talked to him as well.
Good.
And he
Good.
called me up. He said, "Thank you, man. Thank you, son. Thank you,
Brought it
son."
full circle. That's
I
what I
said,
Freedom.
"No."
I
I
love
said,
this
"Thank
guy.
you."
Yes.
I said,
Yes.
"Thank you. You brought
Yes.
this to me."
Right. This is
I
the
said, "The only
70-year-old
thing I could
gentleman.
do is bring it back. I can bring this to you so that you're on the
Yeah.
right track." He says,
Wow.
He says, "I was out there lost," just like he says, he says, "I'm glad you ain't forget your old man." That's what he told me.
Tyrone, what wealth management firm you working for again? Because you sound like you know a little more than what you're saying. I swear, I think you're a wealth manager on your part time stuff. I think you do this.
Well, he gonna try to flip me on that.
uh, he's seasoned over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think somebody's got a little sprinkling, a little, the barbecue special dust and everything on those ribs. He's not telling everybody this, the special stuff he's doing, and he's just, Freedom. I love that he's pulling his friends in. I love that he
Yeah,
went and
man.
did the heavy
I love
lifting
it.
and said, "I'm gonna go do
Yep.
this. Hey, I got a guy. He wants to talk to you. Hold on, he will get with you."
Hmm.
And this guy's making the effort to call each one of Tyrone's
Yeah.
folks to say,
That's amazing.
"Tyrone's my guy. I am his guy. He told me that you need help. I'm your guy."
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you know
Yep.
how invaluable that is to you, to have that social circle, to not discuss what you're doing so much at the brass tacks level, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, I spoke to him about this, this, and this. Hey, I've been meaning to talk to him about that. What did he say?" Well, there's several things
Mm-hmm.
he can do. And so you see, now you have a circle of influence and people, excuse me, and people you can talk to about the
Mm-hmm.
things that you're learning, and you're going to
Right.
learn more by discussing these with your friends openly, because they
Mm-hmm.
know who you are. They know where you came from. They know how you acquired, and they know who you're talking to.
Right.
Priceless.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And like
Wow.
again, I'm so grateful that I came on that I paid attention enough
Mm-hmm.
to that one video on YouTube, and I was just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and here I am now.
Tyrone,
Beautiful. Yeah.
what did this cost you?
Cost me nothing at all. No money at all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm not ashamed to say it. I
Mm-hmm.
was
That's all
paying
right.
$20 a month.
Oh, for someone's subscription somewhere,
Yes.
some
Yes.
guru foo ness.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I say I'm not ashamed of it, because I'm not the only one on this call. Some of the ones listening may have been one of those individuals too.
We won't
Right.
You
fault
know.
anybody for that, Tyrone. It's just we
Yeah.
don't
No.
want people to throw money away like that. We do this for
Exactly.
free. We're giving you the
Exactly.
inside of what we know. We are kind of like insiders to what goes on in this,
Right.
because
Right.
we've had the experience, or we've been there, or we've done that. So we're
Right.
Yep.
kind of helping you how to navigate this, and it's rewarding for us to see so many people that come to us
Mhm.
and say, "Oh my gosh, what you're saying works." Yeah, we know it works. We
We've
work
been
in
there.
that
Yep.
field. We've been there.
Yeah.
We do it. We talk to these people all the time. We know what's working, and we know
Mhm.
what they don't want to hear.
Yep. 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 That's true.
Beautiful.
Don't be out there just getting your ears tickled. It's not
Mm-hmm.
worth it. It's,
You know,
it's
it's
not
funny.
worth it.
Somebody sent me an article that somebody did some call last week. These people like, "You know what? I'm thinking we just need to start going to the banks just for ourselves and start asking about the RVGCR." And I'm like,
Oh
"Oh no,
God.
these people have no idea that they
They,
aren't even set. They aren't
they'll
even
be
set to go
blacklisted.
talk to one of these people, because the minute they say
Mm-mm.
RVGCR, I get flashbacks of Trish, Nancy Kerrigan herself in her bank, and we made her go back in."
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Those
But
people
she
that
fixed it.
go don't.
But I
Yeah.
don't know that we can fix all those other people because they just aren't
Mm-mm.
willing to listen yet. They're not in that.
And
They're not
no,
prepared for that.
no. And the closer we get, Wiley, these wealth managers are going to be meeting many of the members in our room, like Tyrone. They're going to be so turned off with folks
Yeah.
coming in with guru breath. They're just going to put their name on the list, blacklist, and it's going to go throughout. Just like Tyrone mentioned a few minutes ago, Wiley, is how these wealth managers, they all talk to each other. They all know about it. Ain't that what you?
100%.
Ain't that what he told you, Tyrone?
Yes, he did.
So these folks out here
My
listening.
advisor is overseas. It's offshore,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the
Mm-hmm.
people he talks to because
Yeah.
I talk to some of those folks. They're all
Mm-hmm.
talking about this globally. They all know what's going on,
Yeah.
but it's how you approach these business people
Right. That's
and
right.
whether you're going to get the service you're looking for or you're just going to get, well, we'll let you know, or we're not
Right.
dealing with that. And they
Right.
usually just say we're not dealing with that
Or it's
because you
just a
come
scam.
in with all this nonsense stuff, or they
Mm-hmm.
just place you into scam folder because
Mm-hmm.
with the verbiage you're saying, they just dismiss you like they're not prepared for this. They have no understanding what it's truly called. We know they're listening to the internet. The internet's got so many people down a rabbit hole, it's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
But so many here got sorted. Tyrone, you are more than sorted. You are so past to go. You are so
Yeah.
past set. I don't
Yeah.
know that you truly understand how fast things are going to change for you when this goes. You
Mm-hmm.
have your guy. He's told you you're his guy. And I guarantee you, he's putting packets together. So when you walk in, it's like, boom, here's your stuff. Let's count your
Mm-hmm.
assets. Let's convert them. Let's get to work. Let's make another appointment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's probably going to tell you flat out, hey, put this right there. That's your crazy money, Tyrone. That's just go spend a little bit, get it out of your system. Come back and see me in a couple of weeks when you've blown through that. Then let's get to work on the real stuff. Then it's out of
Right.
your system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So I
It's
know my
beautiful.
sons because I know they're on the call listening and
Oh, okay.
everything. Yep, I
Awesome.
know they're on here. Yep, somebody I know
Beautiful.
they're on. They always listen,
Good
and
If
deal.
they
so
are,
yep.
let's if you're Tyrone's sons, let's just hear your voice real quick. Raise your hand if you're here. We'll at least we'll acknowledge you. Okay. I see Charles. Charles, how you doing, man? You can unmute, Charles.
Doing all right.
Man, I know you're proud of your father.
It's unreal. It's unreal experience just listening. So
Yeah, beautiful. Congratulations, man.
thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah, all
Charles,
right.
just so you know, in case no one's ever told you, no one wants to see you succeed more than your father.
Mhm.
And that goes for all dads. All
Yeah.
dads generally want their kids to just go so much further and farther than they have.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you can really appreciate the door that your dad opened for you and that you
Mm-hmm.
really embrace that and build a long lasting relationship with this wealth manager. You may outgrow him and go find your own,
Mm-hmm.
but what you got just was priceless.
Yeah.
Thank you. I generally feel blessed. My dad steered me in the right direction, and I hope to make good decisions when this all happens.
If you don't, I'm sure your dad still got a belt that he's gonna take out.
Hey, Wiley and Freedom Fighter. I told him and his brother. I said, so does that mean that I can go ahead and X you guys out of the will now that you
Oh
got
my
your own?
Snap.
They actually
Serious.
said, look, we need to talk now. Come on.
When I would go talk to him about a foundation or anything like that, about the charitable givings or things you want to do, I would probably the three of you get together and build something together because then it's so much easier when one outgrows it or passes away. It's so much
Mhm.
easier just to
Mhm.
transition it into the next folks and then find a new member for the board for having an odd number for voting rights into the
Mhm.
into the things you're going to do. Just something I want to put in your mind if you're going to think about some of that down the road. You might think about working together in that aspect. You're not always going to agree, and just remember it's a business and it's not about you. It's about doing good things down the road. But do talk to your
Mhm.
wealth manager about maybe doing something jointly, beneficial for all of you.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Actually, my sons and I, we were having that discussion with each other. And we mentioned, it's something to definitely talk with them about, something like that. And so freedom again, I think Wiley, man, I think he's overhearing our conversation. I think he's here somewhere, and
You know what?
This is
You know what,
this is
Tyrone? I'm just
Wiley's
gonna sit
world,
back
man.
tonight. You can fill in for me tonight, tomorrow night. I'm
Right.
just gonna sit back. You got it.
This is Wiley's world, man. He knows
I
this
know,
stuff. This
right?
is Wiley's world. Yeah, but that's awesome, man. Congratulations, and we look forward to you guys, you and your son's updates, Charles and your brother. I know that Tyrone, you and your wife will be meeting with the wealth manager and his wife, and coming up maybe in a couple of weeks or whatnot. Keep us in the loop. Stay in the room. Stay engaged, man. This is beautiful. This is
real quick,
far more than what I expected. Go ahead, Wiley.
Tyrone, how long you been in the room?
I've been in the room. I think I had mentioned the freedom on my first call. It's probably 4 months now.
Yeah, I didn't think you were long. Congratulations,
No.
4 months and getting this far. And not just getting this far for yourself, but bringing 19 of your friends along, 20 of your friends along. Good for you.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
Congratulations for you. And again, congratulations for beating cancer and kicking its ass. I know that takes a lot out. It's always a concern in your mind, stuff like that. But you know
Yep.
what? You're off the roller coaster. Your health's on the upswing. You got people in your corner willing to keep the guardrails on your new plan and your strategies that you're moving forward. He's going to help your friends and their strategies and plans. Man, I'm telling you, you are a blessed man, and you are blessing so many already.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be surrounded that way.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
Thank you for
Beautiful.
coming. I mean, this made my night. Freedom.
Yeah, man.
Tyrone made my night. He really
I
did. I
know.
love that story.
Man, it's amazing. I knew he had a good story, but I wasn't expecting this. This just blew me away. I'm literally like fighting back tears listening to Charles, man, because that's your boy.
Yeah.
That's your baby boy.
That's who's going to pick it all up and take it down the road. So Tyrone's building already generationally for his boys that he's like, hey, I already got a guy. He's willing to help you. You don't have to use him, but whatever, but listen to him. Just at least go listen, you know. And Charles was like, all right, Dad, I got you. I'm going, you know, but that's already building. And it's just going to get better for them, Freedom. You know that, especially when they're working together right off the get go, and they can kind of see the same visions. And that's a success right there.
And that reach back, Wiley, him reaching back to his friends, his sons, and the gentleman who introduced him to this, and to get them off of the roller coaster and get them sorted and situated correctly. Man, that's
where Tyrone touches me, because he reached back to the guy that said, hey, I didn't tell you about it then. I waited till 2015 because I want to make sure my friend was around. I didn't want to put you on this roller coaster and watch your health deteriorate. Trying to build you up, but build you down at the same time. But hey, I want you to know about this. And Tyrone's like, okay, I'm going to go check this out. He's, doing his due diligence. He finds us and he goes back to the guy and says, listen, I got a guy. I've learned a few things. I've had some assistance. I've had some help. We got a guy who's going to be reaching out to you. We're good. That is friendship. That is remembering where you come from and who brought you to the table. And those will carry you far in wealth.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
and this,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
My son told me this after his appointment. He said, he asked the wealth advisor, he says, why my dad? Why did you talk to my dad? And I was like, okay. And he said he looked at him and he just told him. He said, I can tell when your dad came in, he sat down, when your dad started talking, he said, this man is not making this about him. This man is helping people.
I love that.
And he said, and so, because he told me in the appointment, he says, you're the type of person, you and your wife, that our firm wants to do business with.
There it is.
Because you're not out for yourself. And he told my son, he says, and just basically in so many words, your dad's not a selfish man. He likes to help people, and I wanted to help your dad.
Mm.
You know, one of the worst things, and I know we got another person to jump to here,
Mhm.
Tyrone, but the banks love to hear that. What the banks truly hate to hear, or wealth management hates to hear, yeah, I'm going to need me a house. I'm going to need a helicopter landing pad. Yeah, I'm going to need a whole fleet of cars. And not
Mhm.
once was it ever about how he's going to care for the money, because
Mhm.
now all he can see and hear from the individual is not a single time have you mentioned an asset. Everything you just told me was a liability.
Liability.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to be working my butt off to watch you spend money, and there's nothing back in the coffers to work with later on. They will
Mm-hmm.
pass on that every day, all day, because there's no meat on the bone in the long term for them.
Right.
They'll
Yeah.
outspend the money.
Right. That's I think about that's one, it turns them off. Two, folks listening to this, is you going here and trying to have the wealth manager say something to give you confirmation or reaffirm your confirmation or your doubts about the RV. Two things: greed and you not understanding what you've gotten into will turn these wealth managers off.
100%.
So, man, congratulations, Tyrone. We're
Thank you for making
so
my night, Tyrone. Freedom. I love this guy. I'd give him a hug,
yeah,
and I'm
man.
not a hugger. I
I
love this
know.
guy.
I know. I wasn't expecting this either, man. Tyrone, this is awesome. I knew, like I said, I knew you had a great story, but I didn't know it was like this.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
got me
amazing.
all in the fields tonight, and I didn't where I thought I was going to be this evening.
Man,
No,
congratulations, Tyrone.
it's been a pleasure
Congratulations.
and privilege to share this.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, the privilege is ours to watch you grow, Tyrone, and go do this, and
yeah,
then pay it back to all those people that you're helping.
yeah,
That to us
yeah.
is just. I would love to have 1,000 of you. I truly
Man,
would.
and that reminds me, Wiley. Just imagine how many other people that are on the roller coasters if they just had a Tyrone. Man, but we're here, so
Yeah.
they fine.
Yes.
So
I'm grateful for that.
Well, congratulations, man, and we look forward to your updates and your follow-ups
Yeah,
with the
keep
wealth
us
manager.
updated. I love this
Yeah,
one. This one's one
yeah,
I'm invested in now. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like I got another child I've raised here, kind of like Lady Unique. I need to
Like
see
Lady Unique.
I need to
Yeah,
see how he goes, because he's got all these other siblings out there that are coming along
yeah,
now. Now
yeah,
I'm invested.
yeah. And before you go, Tyrone, this is a private wealth management firm, correct?
It is.
Okay, just want to make sure. No names. Just want to make sure.
Yep.
I knew it, but I wanted you to put it out there so everyone else understands as well.
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah.
Congratulations,
Yes, it
man.
is.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And congratulations to Charles and your other son, your wife, whole
Yeah, his
family.
name is Tyrone too, my other son. I'm not
Oh,
sure if
okay.
he's on.
That's
Yeah, I'm not
Junior
sure if
then.
he's on.
Okay.
So, and
Okay.
yeah. Hey, Wiley,
Tyrone's going to
1,000 to
have a
me,
new
man.
wealth
That's a lot of.
management firm called Tyrone Charles and Jr. I can see it already.
Hey, Wiley, 1,000 to me is a lot of feet in motion, bro.
I
That's
love
so
it.
awesome. That's so awesome.
I didn't mean to step on you there, Freedom, but go ahead.
No, you're good, man. No, not at all. Not at all. Congratulations, Tyrone.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. You are welcome.
All right. We're going to get to the wonderful Blues. Blues is in the house. We got Tyrone. Now we got Blues. Folks, if you're listening, you can click the link at the top of the description and join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room for free. Like Tyrone was paying $20 a month from some funky donkey guru site for nothing for the roller coaster. You can click the link at the top of the description. You will meet people just like Tyrone and others. We will welcome you with open arms and show you the way, just like we showed Tyrone. Ms. Blues, if you can unmute. Are you able to unmute?
Hello.
There you go. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing well. You jumped out of the box fast.
I
You
tried.
did. I mean, you went from hello, I'm Blues. We're like, welcome to the room. You're like, okay, where's the 8 steps? We're like, here's the 8 steps. Just follow them one by one. Go to 1, come back to the room. Go to 2, come back to the room. You went to 1. You came back to the room. Said, hey, I did 1. Then we said, here's 2. You said you went, you did 2. You said came back. Hey, I did 2. What's next? We said, here's 3. You went and did 3. You went step by step by step, and within a week or so, you were sitting in front of a wealth manager. Is that what I recall?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
My
But the first wealth manager. Okay, so let me backtrack.
Go ahead.
The first interaction was with a rep at the first bank, and that didn't go too well. I think I spoke about kind of how uneasy she made me with some of the questions. He had to call her manager over a couple of times. It was interesting. It was a learning experience. And so my instinct told me, no, I have to do something more. I have to do something different. And so I got back online and I researched the banks, and I found one that I wasn't too familiar with, but I loved the reviews. The reviews were 4.6.
Okay.
I drove an hour. I called before driving out there. I was about to drive out there the same day. And I'm en route, and my son is like, Mom, no, call them first because they're an hour away. I was too excited. And the rep was like, well, you know what? Let's start Monday because that's when the the person who needs to see you will be in. And so we made the appointment. I arrived on Monday, and I also, during the call, I did ask her about currency, and she said we absolutely accept it. So we'll exchange it. And so I went there on Monday. I opened up my account. It was very simple. It was very smooth. And from there, I started to research the bank's wealth managers. I reached out to 2, and I didn't get any response. I think a day or 2 later, in waiting for a response and seeing that I didn't receive it, I reached out to a 3rd. And he quickly responded. I believe he responded the same day. And so we arranged for a call. And he was very open and very authentic. And just information was flowing from him. So he told me a little bit about his background, how he was a firefighter, and how when he transitioned over to becoming a wealth manager, he was a little, I guess, nervous about being received in that field after coming from a field that was completely different. He shared his age, and he shared, a couple of names like the chief investment officer's name. And I asked him to just tell me what he offers and his services. And he shared with me that he's comprised of 2 teams. He's involved with 2 teams. The first one is the building team. And the second one is the executing team. And he spoke about, he even talked about the fees. So he was just letting me know everything, or, the gist of what he does. And I was just taking notes. So I have my pages of notes. We talked about scholarships and peer-to-peer lending. And that came up because that's what I'm interested in doing. That's one thing that I'm interested in doing, starting scholarships and possibly doing peer-to-peer lending. He did give me his direct number. And we didn't talk about, we didn't get into currency or anything like that. But I did share with him that there will come a time where I will receive a monetary gift. And at this current time, I'm not able to give the amount nor the time frame. And he didn't give me any pushback. He didn't give me any pressure. He kind of just went with the flow of that and shared with me that within a few weeks, he would be driving down here because he's in another part of this state. And he'd be driving down here to formally meet me. And I think, because that was around the very beginning of July. And I remember that because I knew he probably wouldn't get back to me until after the 4th. I sent him some questions asking about his, his credentials, and just some other pertinent questions. And he promptly answered within a day.
Good. Okay.
So we've just been keeping communication via email.
Okay.
And and I'm just working on continuing to build the foundation.
Yes.
To move forward.
Yes, that's what. And this is he with the tier one bank, or just a private wealth manager?
Yes, the tier one bank.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I did have an interview with a private wealth managing company. I'm gonna say 4 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you going to reach out to other private wealth management firms as well?
I think I am. I did formulate a list. I have a good list.
I would highly encourage you to run that list. Run that list. Yeah. Reason being, just so that you are aware, I'm not sure if you are, when it comes to the difference between your private wealth management firms and your wealth managers at tier one banks, private wealth, they're going to be more lenient. They're not as highly regulated as tier one bank wealth management departments.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
So
no,
that
I didn't know that.
Right. That is why, for example, the conversation you were on the line, you were on the call with when Tyrone was here, right?
Yes.
That conversation, did you hear how open Tyrone's wealth manager is with them specifically about currency? Now he will call them directly. See, and also where the private wealth manager wants to meet him and his wife.
Yes.
And bring his wife along. See, they will have those more in-depth conversations in private, because the private wealth management, the private wealth manager has the leeway to be able to do that as a private wealth management firm. Whereas you sound sharp, you sound professional. Whereas a wealth manager at a bank, tier one bank, will be a little more corporate.
That makes sense.
So
not just that, and Freedom, I'm going to chime in here. Not just that, but you got to remember, even though the bank wealth manager is a fiduciary, his responsibility is for the bank.
Yeah.
A private wealth manager, his responsibility is to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, the interview with the private wealth manager that I did, company that I did interview with, that did go well. They got back to me a couple of days ago after speaking with the team about my situation. And also knowing that at this time I'm unable to give more detailed information, but they welcomed me into the team. They welcomed me. They sent me a very professional letter or email. And the turnaround was pretty quick, and I was really excited, and I shared it with my children and everything. So I will definitely tap into some more private wealth managers as well.
Yes, because you want to take those experiences that you've had thus far with the tier one bank wealth manager and this other private. You want to take those experiences to the next private wealth manager.
Okay.
You're going to find yourself. You're going to find yourself where you're just going to grow and get better each and every meeting. There are many members that you heard from that they have 3, 4, upwards of 5 wealth management firms on deck already that they've met with, all the teams at multiple firms.
Okay. Well, I have some good ones listed that I did my research on, and I was in that car accident, so it kind of stumped me a little bit between that and my chronic fatigue. But I've pushed past those things, and I'll get back into it.
Beautiful. Well, I tell you what,
just if we can, you did great. Okay, there's nothing wrong with what you did. You're excellent. You're perfect. You're poised. You did exactly what you needed to do. We're just encouraging you because you got your bank set. You are set. If you did nothing else, you're set. We're trying to encourage you to build, especially when you're telling me, hey, I want to do some peer-to-peer. Folks, peer-to-peer lending, think of Shark Tank. That's what those guys do, but they do it more at a venture capitalist level. That's what she's talking about. She wants to help entities in their first startups and initialations the initial startups are doing. She wants to be able to fund that, own a percentage of it to help them grow to where they need to be and provide some guidance. So that's what she's talking about. And in that, Blues, I want you to talk about that with your wealth manager, the private wealth manager. They're going to love that. And they're
Absolutely.
going to be able to set
Absolutely.
things, structure things, and that's a great avenue for you. Keep that in your back
Okay.
pocket, and
Absolutely.
go ask the initial questions first, and then when
Okay.
you think it's the time, bam, throw it on their desk and say, "What can you do about this peer-to-peer lending stuff I'm looking at?"
Okay. Okay. Very
Now you're
good.
gonna pivot on them. And I would take
Yes.
it when the conversation ain't quite going your way, throw it out, pivot on them, make them pivot, and get back to what you want to talk about.
Yeah,
Okay, will do. Will do.
yeah.
And let me mention, thank you for that. And let me mention that the private wealth firm that I did speak with, their main focus is foreign investments, foreign land acquisition and real estate,
hmm
and acquiring foreign passports and
So they're
things of
already
that
doing the
nature.
jurisdictional and offshore
Mm.
stuff that they
Absolutely.
give you a
Awesome.
taste in, which is
Wow.
very
Absolutely.
important,
Yes,
especially if you want to grow your business and pay less in taxes. They have ways
that's
to
right.
structure that to make you an offshore entity and
That's
change their
right.
tax policies and regulations on you and the way you do business, and that's great.
All of that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
but
Wow.
you've
Yeah.
done great,
So thank
Blues.
you.
Trust me.
Yes, thank you so much. And I'm going to work on it. I'm excited about tapping into my list. And I'm going to
Yes.
give feedback and updates, being a
Awesome.
part of this wonderful community. And I thank you so much for all of the help. So
Yeah.
many of you have helped me, and I just appreciate you so much. And let me give you a little background really quickly.
Sure.
I've been in this investment for 11 years.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I started out in that guru foo-foo land,
hmm
but let me tell you, I quickly halt that. So, but because you have to connect the dots and you have to know when things just don't make sense and when people are really playing with your intelligence. And so,
Yeah.
once I tapped out of that, I just held on. I just held on to it because I believed in it, and I didn't know enough to know that it's worth holding on to. So, but I'm really feeling just so blessed and so happy and really excited and appreciative to have found this community.
You're welcome.
This
And the
community right
reason
here.
we're
Mhm.
pushing you to lead the bank wealth management is because you said your peer-to-peer lending stuff you want to do. That
Yeah.
bank wealth management isn't going to be geared to give you the hand and what you need to do to really get that structured and going. You're really going to need a
Yes,
private wealth
no.
management and a team around you to build that business and build that so you never go looking for capital. Your assets are always making the capital that you can help other
Mhm.
businesses grow. So they're going to be
Okay.
able to put
Wow.
that team and help you build that team and structure things so you're always making money on your monies you've got. So it's going to be very important for you to find the right team. That's why Freedom and I are pushing you to get out of the bank and go to somebody bigger.
Okay, not a problem. I'm going to do it.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
You don't have to
And
push too hard. I'm going to do it.
Okay. Look, we're not saying what you did was wrong. Nothing you did was wrong.
no.
You did great. You're structured.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. But when you're telling us what you want to do, it's
Yeah.
Freedom in my
Yeah.
mind saying she's not going to be able to do it in the bank. The bank's not
No.
going to be geared to give you the people you need to do
Yeah.
that.
And I needed to know that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm learning.
And
I'm learning and I'm listening. And I'm
yeah,
taking a lot of notes.
and that's why
Like
you've
that.
made such tremendous strides so quickly. So it's and you have Wiley's list of private wealth management firms that he
I
shared, right?
do. I
Okay,
do.
that's what I thought. Okay, excellent. All right, you good to go. Just keep doing
Okay.
what you're doing. You've done like Wiley said. You've done perfect so far. I mean, just keep it on,
Will do.
and like you've been doing, reaching out into the room, getting guidance to continue through the journey. We're here for
Yes.
you, beloved. We're here for you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
Freedom, I heard Mark Cuban's leaving Shark Tank. Is Blues going to be
I
taking that
think
position now? I think Blues said.
I think she sneak quietly on a sneak is replacing him.
I think so
That's
too.
we get to stick sisters, right? Thank you.
She's going to give Damon Johns a run for his
Bye-bye.
money.
Right. Oh man, awesome.
Freedom, great
Yeah,
people tonight. We just
yeah,
get
I mean,
stellar people
yeah.
all the time. And
Mhm.
it's not you and me. It really
Right.
isn't.
Mm-mm.
It's
No.
those we taught in the first few months of this that went and did that who are paying it forward to bring these
Forward.
people out into their
Yep.
own. So I
Yep.
really want to take the time right now, if I can, before you start your
Absolutely. Please do.
articles. I want to
Please.
thank all those people that are in the Goldilocks room that come in every day, pop in and out to reach back and help the next folks that are coming on board to learn this stuff, because that's how it works. You'll talk about being a good humanitarian and this stuff, and you want to do good things. You're already doing that. You're already
Yep.
showing your heart that you want to help somebody else, and you do it for nothing. You just give
Yep.
them your time. You tell them, and coming from you all is more powerful, because you've all made the mistakes. You've had to pivot, start over, redo, recalibrate. Now some of you are 5 and 6 wealth management deep.
Mm-hmm.
You got options, you got opinions, you got people you can call, you got intel sources that gurus could only wish they had.
Right. That's right.
So I
That's
want to
right.
say thank you for making the room such a pleasant place and making it easier for us to come in and do what we do. And
Yeah.
it takes a lot of pressure and time off of us when you
Mm-hmm.
give back and train those coming forward. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Wally. Absolutely. All right. Peculiar Ram, the one and only, is back in the building. A little sore back, but she's all right.
Hello, hello.
My Lord. What did you think of what you just heard?
Listen, I was about to say, do we even need to read articles tonight?
I know.
Because
I was thinking the same thing.
look, the energy
I
is
was really
set.
thinking this. I know. I was really thinking the same thing. We might have to skip through some of this because
Yeah.
the Blues and Tyrone really set the tone, set the stage. Man, and with
Yeah.
Tyrone's update to confirm. I mean,
Yeah.
it was direct. The wealth manager speaking to him, and then for
Very.
him to reach out, he reached back, got the gentleman that brought him into it, who introduced him to currency 10, 11 years ago, got his sons, he's got his wife, 2 sons, his wife, and his 19 friends. And then the wealth manager to say, you don't need you can't get better than what we're going to provide for you. And when this happens, and the wealth manager verbatim word is, when this happens, you're going to hear from me directly. And he said, we as wealth managers and other wealth managers that he communicates with, they all privately talk about the RV.
Wow.
Hey, if
Tyrone
I
was saying
can,
Go
$20
ahead,
a month.
hey, Crash.
Crash.
Yeah, hey, Crash. I know you're kind of set and stored, and you have your own thing. What do you think of Tyrone? And tell me what your thoughts were of Blues. Blues just started. She's brand new. What would you tell her? And just give me your honest input, because I want to know what you thought of Tyrone's and what he put out to the people tonight. Just coming from a member directly, and not Freedom or myself.
Yeah.
I would Blues, for one, I want to say congratulations. I remember seeing her pop into the room numerous of times. Sometimes I wasn't able to actually respond, but I enjoy seeing her come into the room, being attentive and following the directions.
And that
And
growth, that
in the
fast
growth
growth that she's doing. Yeah,
yes,
that's
it
motivation. That's
definitely fast tracked her to where
yeah.
she is now, simply by being obedient. And I think that's amazing. I think
She's
that's
going to go
amazing.
far. Well,
Yeah,
with that
yeah.
mentality.
And I love her voice. Blues, I love your voice, sis. I really do. It's very pleasant, like Bambi. Um, but Tyrone, I was grinning from ear to ear the whole time. Congratulations for being a victor. When it comes to beating cancer, you are victorious. It's all in your energy. It's all in your aura. Your sons are blessed to have you. I think it's such a beautiful thing. And a lot of the things that the wealth manager was telling you, you got all that for free. You did not have to pay $20 a month to get this level of success that you have gotten with your wealth managers, and then able to bring other people on with you for free.
And he's getting barbecue and inside information in the next few weeks.
And you about to eat good. And you about to eat good
Yeah.
with your wealth manager. So it's just amazing. All the members' testimonies are amazing, but this one was powerful. I really felt it. I am going to go back to the replay and listen to it probably more than once. It was
Tyrone got
beautiful.
Wiley wanting to hand out hugs tonight.
Wally, okay? So
I think
Wally.
somebody better send somebody over for a health and welfare check. I may not be feeling right. Coming down with something.
I'm so proud of Mr. Tyrone. And he said he's only been in the group 4 months.
4 months, and he reached back to everybody in his circle to say, I got you. My guys got you.
I love that. I love that.
Just think about all of those people in his circle. Tyrone, his children, his wife, and those 19 people in his circle. Double that. I'm sure some of those 19 people are married. So now you have more than that. You have all those, and I love the words Tyrone uses, that he's gotten them off the roller coaster. Now, all of those people that are listening to the Guru Fufu now know more. They don't need to hear about Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C with codes and all this imaginary crap that these fools put out. There's none of that.
Right.
They have Tyrone connected them to the actual banker, not where someone is saying they're getting a text message, my banker friend, my Chinese elders, and all this psyop stuff. Tyrone he hooked his people up with the actual banker that said, when the RV happens, I'll be the first person you will hear from. And I will know before you know. I will know before you. Yes.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Wealth manager when the wealth manager said, when he told Tyrone's sons, like, I can tell that your dad is a giver. He puts other people before himself. He helps other people. And because of that, I want to help your dad. So it sounds like he's pretty emotionally invested with Tyrone. And I think that's a beautiful thing as well.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm standing in line to be Tyrone's friend because that guy's a giver. What's he going to know that I may want to know one day?
Yeah.
That's how this all works.
Yep.
Freedom Fighter and I just don't know all this. We had people we learned from, and then we got into it. We did it for ourselves. Been in the business, worked around it, made money in it. We grew in it. We're giving you all that we know, but we learn every day. I mean, I learn new things every day, especially in the wealth arena.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's how this works. Is by sharing, because that knowledge shared. And I think that's where the gurus get it wrong. They want to hoard it. Oh, only I know this. My source telling me not to, I can't tell you, but secret. I wish I could tell you what I know, but I can't. Right. Get off. Get out.
Exactly.
That's just the cult mentality, because they have no information. So they have to hoard what it appears as if they have sources just to keep people coming back, paying subscriptions, their affiliate marketing.
Knowledge is wasted if it is not shared.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
You get that
people in this room. Look at what we've built in a short period of time. And it wasn't about Freedom Fighter and Wiley. Right. It was about empowering all of you folks to give you your discernments back, so you take your investment back for yourself and go get your own person to tell you, hey, what you know is correct. What you're telling me is right. I like the way you're talking to me about this, because you're talking my language. You're speaking my speak. I want to help you. You're my person. Don't go anywhere, Tyrone. I'm your wealth manager.
And when this happens, I'm gonna be the first one to call you, and I'm gonna take care of your currency.
I'm gonna take care of all your friends. Apologize to your friends now. I haven't got the so and so, so and so, and so and so, but I will. That is a guy who truly wants these people, that he's making sure Tyrone is informed, because this guy knows these are Tyrone's friends, and they all need to be treated equally and equitably.
Right.
Exactly. Amazing first half of the call. Amazing first half, man.
I'm telling you. It was simply amazing. And it's and folks listening to this, what you heard from Tyrone, that wasn't his first. He built his relationship. I want to throw this out there. Just make sure you guys listening don't try to compare your experience to anyone else's stories that you hear. Just all you have to do is follow the steps. And when it's time for those discussions to come up, they're going to come up. So yeah,
It should be as natural as us talking here tonight.
that's it.
Peculiar, you've done this. You know what we're saying. It should just be as
Mhm.
easy as just having a conversation with a friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No pressure. Just know
No
what you're
pressure.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
go interview him. And like Blue said, I wasn't
yeah.
feeling it. Didn't see there was a real back and forth. I knew it wasn't the one. Okay, fine.
Mhm.
Brush that
Yeah.
off. No harm done. Next on the list.
Next. Yeah. No pressure.
There are no mistakes, just lessons.
That's
That's
right.
it. That's it.
All right, Freedom, I'm going to
Beautiful.
chime out, let you two do
Okay.
your thing tonight, and get on
Okay.
with those articles, help these folks out.
All right. Excellent.
Love you,
All right.
Wally.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you, Crash.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Beautiful. All right.
Woo, freedom.
Yeah, no, Lord. Let's go. All right. The at the foundation of all of this, folks, for the RV, and this comes back to what Tyrone was saying. His wealth manager already told him what they see with Vietnam. Tangible. He said it. And like and what I shared earlier about Iraq doing something quietly, we're going to get to that where Iraq is trying to catch up with Vietnam. Folks, this is why, if you've noticed, Goldilocks only shares what's real and relevant in the moment. So have you noticed how there's been so much from Goldilocks lately about Vietnam?
Mm-hmm.
And then what did Tyrone's wealth manager tell him? Well, Vietnam is making some noise.
They're
So
about ready. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And to these tariffs, folks, it all comes down to trade. Goldilocks, from the very beginning, 5 years ago, stated that in order for the RV to happen, watch the water, because it would be done through trade. What is trade? Where is trade done? On the water. What did President Trump do when he came back into office? Two things. One, the first week, digital asset executive order, which digital assets, folks, is what's going to back our currencies. Digital assets, it's what's going to move our paper currencies through the new digital banking system in order for us to exchange our currencies. And then also, what's the second thing that President Trump did? Just in April, tariffs on all these countries. And to hit them with these tariffs is through trade, to begin the equilibrium and the shakeup in the global banking system. Now let's get to the foundation of it all. Peculiar Ram, if you can read that first and foremost.
Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of a potential second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint that an overvalued dollar contributes to the trade deficit, said one former Trump administration official, adding that Lighthizer and his team are the primary advocates for the approach. But weakening the dollar, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm just saying amen.
Oh, amen. Okay, after what we heard earlier, amen for that. But weakening the dollar could have other far-reaching consequences, from sending consumer prices for imported products soaring to inviting retaliation from other countries and threatening the dollar's role as a world reserve currency, which would undermine U.S. sanctions on adversaries like Iran and Russia.
Mm-hmm. Currency revaluation, folks, is likely to be the priority of the Trump second administration. It contributes to the trade deficit, weakening of the dollar. What has Goldilocks been sharing about all the trade and the tariffs recently, and all the countries and the trade deals, the tariff negotiations? Now, Indonesia, as recently. Before them, it was Vietnam. Before them, it was then the UK. What is Tyrone's wealth manager and other wealth managers sharing with our members? They all know what's going on, but it's how comfortable they are with you to determine if they're going to open up and talk about it. Now let's get to the next is what Trump did. This first week in January, first week after his inauguration, where, and I'm sharing the screenshot, where Trump signed an executive order on digital assets, the working group for digital assets. Folks, the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, Anti-CBDC Act. These are all digital asset regulations. These are the digital asset regulations that we needed to move forward. When Trump got into office and he signed the executive order saying, I want my administration to get me digital asset regulations by August. What happened? We got it by August. We're going to get into that. And this, folks, the digital assets is what's needed in order to move our paper currencies in the new banking system for the RV to occur. All right. Now, this was January the 27th. Then digital asset, folks, stable coins. The Genius Act is a stable coin regulation, digital regulation. I'm going to read this to you real quick. By Goldilocks, it says central banks all over the world have been accumulating gold for over a decade to prepare for this moment in time. The central banks' digital gold coins will back stable coins, which represents a local country's currencies. I'm going to repeat that. The Central Bank of Iraq, Central Bank of Vietnam, Central Bank of Venezuela, every central bank, folks, Goldilocks is sharing, their digital gold coins will back stable coins, which represents the DINAR's currency, the Vietnam's currency, and every other currency, allowing the digital world to give real value to the private and public sector. These stable coins represents a country's currency that allows the digital world to give real values. Just like the RV revaluation is real values. Goldilocks stated this over 1,000 times since 2020. When did Goldilocks first share about stable coins? Peculiar Ram?
October 7th, 2021.
October the 7th. 4
Wow,
years ago.
I wasn't even in this investment then.
That's right. Folks, there is only Goldilocks has shared the importance of stablecoins relative to the RV in so-called dinar land. You've never heard no other. And if you have from any other Ernie, Bert, or Miss Piggy, they can't explain stable coins or what it means. They're just puppets.
Mm-hmm.
You've only heard it from Goldilocks over 1,000 times starting 4 years ago. And then now, what happened just the other day? U.S. Congress passed stablecoin regulations. Mm-hmm. President Trump signed it into law. What did he do? His first week in office, signed the executive order. He said he needed, and we wanted, stablecoin regulations, digital asset regulations. Folks, this is going back to the very first currency revaluation. Is a priority of the Trump's second Trump administration, and will be done through trade and the deficits and tariffs. Within the first week of him in office, he signs the executive order. Within 6 months, just the other day, he signs into law the digital asset regulations that he wanted that he signed the executive order within the first week of his office. Now let's get into the details. Now, Peculiar Ram is going to drop on us the Genius Act. Okay, beloved, the floor is yours.
The Genius Act and the Clarity Act, both recently passed by the U.S. House of Representatives, aim to bring regulatory clarity and stability to the digital asset market, particularly for stablecoins and other digital assets in the United States. While these acts are primarily focused on the U.S. regulatory environment, they are expected to have significant ripple effects on the global adoption of digital banking systems, especially those utilizing stablecoins and blockchain technology.
Okay, folks, let me explain. Stable coins. In order for us to exchange the dinar, exchange the dong, exchange any currency in the new banking system, we needed to have stable coins, because stable coins is it for the assets, for the digital assets, and for monies to move through the banking system, new banking system, instantly. Instant transactions, instant exchanges, instant deposits, instant. And we're going to get into a little bit with ISO 222 to see how it flows through. And we're going to see how Iraq quietly on the 14th connected into this. So it is through stable. So just so that you know, stable coins allows the new real values of our currencies to remain stable. That's one of the reasons why it's called stable coin. It provides stability. Why is it stable? Because it's backed by an asset, commodities, gold, whatever it may be. Stable coins. Now, here in the US, the Genius Act allowed us to have stablecoins regulations whereby other countries around the world can now piggyback off of the United States and our stable coins. Most likely it will be the RLUSD, which is the Ripple stable coin, which is backed by U.S. Treasuries. So with backed by U.S. Treasuries and thus backed by gold, and if Iraq, if Vietnam, if another country, they can use our stable coins based on our regulations, they can adopt it. They can just use ours. They don't have to come up with their own regulations, although many of them have. But now they can transact, they can do exchanges, they can do trade on the water in their own currency, backed by regulated stable coin, RLUSD, which is from the U.S. now that the U.S. has passed stablecoin digital asset regulations, which is what President Trump wanted from the very beginning. This is why within 7 days of his inauguration, he was inaugurated on January the 20th. By the 27th, he had signed an executive order for digital asset regulations, which is for stable coins. Remember, his second term, it was stated that it was his priority. Currency revaluation is his priority for his second term, his second administration. How will currency revaluation happen? Through digital assets, stable coins. Go ahead, young lady.
Here's how the acts could potentially contribute to global digital banking adoption. Standardization and reduce uncertainty. By establishing a clear legal and regulatory framework for digital assets in the U.S., the Clarity Act and the Genius Act can reduce the regulatory uncertainty that has hindered the widespread adoption of digital assets and related banking services globally. This newfound clarity can encourage more traditional financial institutions to engage with digital assets and explore their potential in global banking.
This next one, folks, is key. When she reads facilitating cross-border transactions, folks, cross-border transaction is a technical financial term simply for currency exchange. Why? Because when you exchange currency of one country for another country's currency, aren't those countries on different borders? They're not on. That's a cross-border transaction. You exchange the Iraqi dinar for the U.S. dollar. That's a cross-border transaction because those are two different currencies from two different countries on two different borders. Whether it's the dong, the boulevard, whatever it may be, whenever you exchange one current country's currency for the other, those are two countries on two different borders. That's a cross-border transaction. Go ahead, young lady. Facilitating. What is stable coins? What does the Genius Act do for cross-border transactions? Go ahead.
Facilitating cross-border transactions. The Genius Act specifically addresses the use of payment stablecoins as a means of payment and settlement. which can significantly improve the speed and cost effectiveness of cross-border transactions compared to traditional methods. This could be a major driver for the global adoption of digital banking systems that leverage stablecoins for international payments.
International payments, folks. International payments are deposits, withdrawals, and currency exchanges. So as these countries do trade on the water amongst each other and under these tariffs and these new deals that President Trump is negotiating with all these countries, they're going to be using stablecoins now in order to transact amongst each other on the water, utilizing stablecoins. They were utilizing their own country's currencies that can use stablecoins now to move more swiftly through the transactions on the water and bank to bank. Go, young lady, enhancing the role.
Enhancing the role of the U.S. dollar. By providing a framework for regulated stablecoins, the Genius Act can reinforce the strength of the U.S. dollar in the digital economy and global digital banking landscape. This could encourage the use of U.S. dollar-backed stablecoins in digital banking systems around the world.
Boom. Also, folks, you got to understand this when it comes to stablecoins. What stablecoins does is it gives access, more access to countries around the world, let's say that are emerging market economies. It gives them now more access to transact faster, cheaper, more efficient to transact, to move their currencies. It gives more countries and more companies, banks, institutions access to the dong, to the dinar, to other countries' currencies through stablecoins, because it's all digital now. Whereas the old traditional banking system, all under paper and under SWIFT, it wasn't as efficient. It wasn't as cost effective. So now we have countries, think of here in the United States, you have rural America or any place around the world in your country where you have, it's more rural, where they have less resources, less access. Well, now through stablecoins, being that these countries around the world, through their banks, through the central banks, they've all migrated to ISO 222, all of them. Now stablecoins can move through those countries that have less access. And now those countries like Vietnam and Iraq and others now can transact in the new digital banking system because there is a highway, a railway, a road to move their currency digitally thanks to stable coins. It provides these countries access for their currency that did not exist in the old banking system. You know, that old banking system that the Muppets and the puppets were telling you the RV was happening every weekend in the roller coaster? No. Now the new digital banking system is possible. Go, young lady, setting the precedent for jurisdictions.
Setting a precedent for other jurisdictions. The U.S., as a major global financial market, setting a clear regulatory framework can influence other countries to follow suit. This could lead to greater harmonization of digital asset regulations globally, further boosting the adoption of digital banking systems. In summary, the Clarity Act and the Genius Act are important steps towards establishing a more robust and regulated environment for digital assets in the U.S. This can act as a catalyst for increased innovation, investment, and ultimately greater adoption of digital banking systems, including those leveraging stablecoins and blockchain technology, both domestically and globally. However, the path to a fully integrated global digital banking system will still require addressing various regulatory, technological, and societal challenges.
Boom. So see, folks, just so that you're aware, as of last year, Vietnam designated their economy as a digital economy. As of late last year, Iraq designated Iraq as a digital economy, digital banking, where because they're ISO 222 compliant, they are Basel III compliant. They can now utilize the stable coins of the U.S. in order to transact business around the world when they are ready. They can, what this does, the Genius Act and the Clarity Act, like Goldilocks says, acts as a catalyst for the increased innovation and adoption. These countries now can piggyback. They already have the infrastructure to piggyback off of the Genius Act, because the infrastructure is ISO 222 that they're all compliant with. They're Basel III compliant. Okay, young lady, the Genius Act and the Clarity Act passed. Go ahead. Oh, did I
Oh,
share
no, you
that?
didn't post it, but I'm.
Oops, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My
The
bad.
Genius Act and the Clarity Act passed in Congress yesterday allows us to move forward with the new digital banking system. We now have governance and a set of standards that will move us forward inside a new global financial system. Now, we begin the process of integrating these new protocols with countries around the world, mobilizing this new digital banking system standards inside their own market structures.
Goldilocks says, now we begin the process of integrating these new protocols with countries. Folks, ISO 222 is a protocol. This is the protocols. Now these countries, now that we have, the United States has set the stage. We have the legal, the regulations, the legal framework, the laws. These folks, we need the regulations to back here in the United States. The United States is the largest economy in the world. So with all these countries that do trade with the United States and do trade with each other, let me give you an example. You have, let's say you have Vietnam, you have Iraq that do trade with the United States. Let me use Vietnam, for example. You have Vietnam that does trade. And we, of course, you all know of the trade negotiations, the tariff negotiations that they just agreed to about 2 weeks ago. And they still have, they're going to give another update in the next couple of weeks. But just imagine that trade deal with Vietnam. Now all of the new contracts, whether it's through the farmers, whether it's through all of the trade that they've been doing with the U.S. thus far and will continue to do moving forward, now they can transact all of that business, billions daily, through using stablecoins and through the protocol of ISO 222. The transactions will be faster, cheaper. So now Vietnam makes more money, and the stablecoin, which will be RLUSD, which is under ISO 222 because it's Ripple Lab USD. Now the transactions will be faster. Now it is a way for Vietnam to do more business, more trade, more deals with the United States. But this is the caveat. Pay attention. Being that and just so you know, before I say that, stablecoins is always one-to-one, mandated one-to-one, meaning one asset to one US dollar. No more. A stablecoin will never be $1.50. It will never be $1.01. It's only going to be $1. Stablecoins are not for you to invest in unless you want to. It's not about investing in a stable coin and looking for the value and the rate to go up. No, that is not the purpose of a stable coin. It is to provide stability behind the currency of choice of the country, to provide that stable base of at least. So if a currency is valued at $3, it will not drop below $1 if they have a stable coin backing it, because it will be one-to-one. So the stable coin, now, when a country does business with the United States, do trade with the United States, do trade with other countries, and they use stable coins, being that the United States has stable coins, now whoever they do trade with must have stable coins as well. And if they don't, they can just utilize the U.S. stable coins, RLUSD, because it's now regulated. We now have the regulations in place, and countries are already using RLUSD. Many of them already are, but now we have the regulations. More countries will be able to use RLUSD. But now, so just so that you know, let me say this slowly. RLUSD, the stable coin, which the Genius Act just gave clarity for it, and all other stable coins. stands for Ripple. The R is for Ripple. L is for Labs. USD is just US dollar. Ripple Lab US dollar stablecoin. Ripple. Do not forget XRP, which is how we will exchange our currency. The dinar, the dong, every currency that we hold only will be able to be exchanged in the new banking system via XRP. You won't see it. You won't have to know about it. It's just something within the banking system that will happen behind the scenes electronically. But it is through, and then now XRP, folks, who's the parent company for XRP? Ripple Labs. Who's the parent company for the protocol of ISO 222? That's where XRP is compliant. Now let's get to ISO 222 and FedWire, what happened on July 14th, and how Iraq quietly, sneakily, is now connected to our banking system and the global banking system as of February the 14th because of FedWire. Go, young lady.
The U.S. adoption of ISO 222 for FedWire on July 14, 2025, is a pivotal step towards modernizing the global financial landscape. It enhances cross-border interoperability, improves compliance, reduces costs, and supports innovation in real-time payments and digital assets. While challenges like implementation costs and uneven adoption persist, the long-term benefits faster, more transparent, and cost-effective global transactions position the U.S. to maintain its financial leadership and support a more integrated global economy. Smaller institutions must act swiftly to avoid disruptions, while larger players can leverage the standard to innovate and capture new opportunities in the evolving financial ecosystem.
1 second, beloved. So when Goldilocks says smaller institutions must act swiftly to avoid disruptions, also what Goldilocks is speaking of is smaller countries. Smaller countries must act swiftly. Well, folks, there's no issue with them acting swiftly because they're ISO compliant. Boom, they are now on the heels of countries like the U.S. and other banking systems that are more developed. So Iraq, Vietnam, and others now, as a result of the ISO 222 FedWire, instantly move into and also digital asset regulations move in comparison to other countries. So the U.S., folks, has been behind with digital asset regulations. But now that we have digital asset regulations, we move forward in front of everyone else because we are the largest economy and more advanced. Well, so now with ISO, which stands for International Standard Organization, FedWire, folks, in the old banking system before July 14th, think of wire transfers in the SWIFT system. It didn't have the capacity for for transactions now that FedWire does. For example, with the old system with wires, the max was like 500,000 per transaction, not meaning to move money in the banking system with wires. Through FedWire, as of July 14th, it can be up to 10 billion per transaction. So that is a wire. That's the central bank of Iraq moving dinars into the U.S. banking system. Now it could be up to 10 billion per transaction, not per day, per transaction. It could be Vietnam. It could be Venezuela. Any bank around central bank or bank around the world to move money. It went from limits to unlimited amount of money. Folks, in order for us to exchange our currency in the new digital banking system, how do you think the money, those currencies, the dinars, the dongs, and others need to move through the banking system in the new transactions? When we exchange our currencies, that money needs to move digitally. ISO is the railway that allows it to occur. And on July 14th, with the upgrade to the banking system, it enables an unlimited amount of transactions and the amounts. The U.S. adoption. Go ahead, young lady.
The U.S. adoption of ISO 222 for Fedwire on July 14th, 2025 will significantly enhance the efficiency, transparency, and interoperability of the global Forex economy. By
Okay,
aligning,
can you read that
Mhm.
one more time?
Yes. The U.S. adoption of ISO 222 for Fedwire on July 14th, 2025 will significantly enhance the efficiency, transparency, and interoperability of the global Forex economy.
Of the global Forex economy. This is how currencies, folks, now as of July 14th, will be able to move in the new digital asset-based banking system, more transparent and more interoperable, meaning that Forex currencies will be able to move faster and cheaper within the banking systems. Isn't it best that this happened before we go and exchange?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, folks. Now, just think, this happened on July 14th. On July 1st, Basel III, all global banks around the world, foreign currency in their reserves, adequate amount. Capital reserves, adequate amount. Gold becoming sound money, an adequate amount also. July 1st. July 14th, Fedwire, ISO adoption. Go, young lady. By aligning
with a global standard, the U.S. strengthens the dollar's role in Forex markets, reduces transaction costs, and supports innovation in currency trading and risk management. However, short-term challenges such as implementation costs and uneven adoption may create temporary frictions, particularly for smaller institutions.
now.
Mhm.
Yep. Go ahead.
Overall, the transition positions the U.S. financial system to remain a leader in the global Forex landscape, fostering a more interconnected and efficient market.
The efficiency is now went from, on a scale of 1 to 10, the efficiency of currency transactions in the banking system on a scale of 1 to 10 before July 14th was a 3. Now, as of July 14th, it's a 10. Doesn't get any better than the currencies be able to move inside the new banking system. Now think inside the new banking system, the new digital asset banking system. And now we, as of July 1st, having gold as not the standard, but gold as where the banks around the world have adequate amount of gold in their reserves, foreign currency in their reserves, capital in their reserves, to prepare for July 14th for Forex, for currencies to be able to move more efficiently in the new banking system through Fedwire because of ISO 222, the standard, the protocol. This is a global standard. So this is now, and then we have on the 17th, the digital asset regulations of the Clarity Act and the Genius Act that was passed. It's been hot in July. Now, let's just to give you, we're gonna show you how Iraq, the significance of July 14th, and ISO Fedwire, ISO 222, and how Iraq was able to connect and be in the mix as well. Here we have the screenshot. Fedwire funds, just so you know, Fedwire funds service ISO 222 implementation center. Of course, July 14th. Then we have the wire payments industry is moving to ISO 222. The ISO 222 MX format will replace SWIFT messaging system. So, folks, July 14th, SWIFT didn't go away, but the new messaging system for money transfer, for money movement, SWIFT was put on the back burner. ISO 222 replaced SWIFT, which is the Fedwire funds messaging and all other proprietary formats used by the payment system. ISO replaced SWIFT. messaging on July 14th. They will run in parallel, but SWIFT is taking a backseat to the new global standard on which that occurred through this adoption and implementation of FedWire on the 14th. Now, this was something that She-Hulk shared with me months ago, because she does her research and homework quietly in the back. You don't know about. These are the vendors. This is important. This is where we're going to see Iraq's connection. Vendors that offer products that facilitate use of FedWire fund service. So now what this is, there are vendors around the world, companies, financial institutions that are tied into and use FedWire ISO 222 to connect their banking systems. So for banks to connect to the new digital asset-based trading system, the new digital banking system, they have to connect somehow. They need a conduit. They need an intermediary. FedWire ISO 222 is that. So now let's find out a particular intermediary, conduit, a vendor. You see the name Temenos?
Mm-hmm.
Does that name sound familiar?
Yep.
Temenos, folks. Well, let's find out who Temenos is. For those that don't know, you're about to find out. So this intermediary, this company, this global company is a vendor of FedWire ISO 222. There's many vendors, folks. As you see, there's some mentioned there: Temenos, Sato Corporation, Volante Technology, so forth and so on. Well, let's see who the importance of Temenos. If you can read this next that I shared into the room, young lady, who Temenos is and how Iraq, who is Temenos and what is their connection to Iraq?
All righty. National Bank of Iraq and Temenos have partnered together to transition the Iraqi banks, from legacy systems to a unified core banking and payments platform.
Okay, 1 second. National Bank of Iraq. So, folks, Iraq went live with Temenos, the same company that you see is a vendor of FedWire ISO 220. Iraq went live with Temenos. Go, young lady.
Core banking is the back-end processing of transactions, including deposits, loans, and credit processing.
Okay, 1 second. This is the core banking is the back-end processing of transactions, including deposits, loans, and credit processing, and yes, currency movement and transactions as well. These are just some of the transactions that's included that they're showing. The back end, this happens on the back end of the bank. You don't see this up front. This is all behind the scenes in the banking system. Go ahead, young lady. This integration.
Yes, this integration will streamline operations and accelerate product development for customers across the Capital Bank Group. The Capital Bank Group globally connects Iraq banking systems.
Okay, the Capital Banking Group globally connects Iraq to the banking systems. Go ahead.
Temenos digital products are adaptable and scalable that will allow them to work inside an open banking system. This new upgrade will allow Iraq to trade with global financial institutions around the world.
This was an article by Goldilocks, folks. What's the date of this article?
April 27th, 2024.
2024, folks. Goldilocks shared that Iraq, and the link is there. You can go back and see it for yourself. That Iraq went live with Temenos, and we saw on July the 14th, via FedWire, ISO 222 went live in the banking systems, and Temenos is one of their major vendors. That, of course, so now that FedWire went live on the 14th, and Temenos is one of their many vendors. And Iraq went live with Temenos. And folks, Temenos is a Ripple partner. Ripple is the parent company for XRP. How will our exchanges occur in the banking system on the back end? Through XRP. Now, last but not least, I'm going to share this. We're going to get out of here. Go, young lady.
Crypto is about to get new values on each of its assets. Next stop, currency. 2 RVs.
Goldilocks has always said there will be 2 RVs. First the digital, then the paper. So now that we have digital asset regulation, I know for those who've been paying attention to cryptos this last week, especially the ISO compliant cryptos like XRP, XLM, and others, y'all saw them cryptos jumping through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even they pretty much on the ground floor of their revaluations, the revals of the cryptos. It already started. Goldilocks is saying now, next stop is the paper currencies.
Yay.
Wow. Is Tyrone, you still here? Or if not, okay, there you go.
Iraq like silently connected.
Sure did.
Everything was, when you was reading, I was like, wait. They connected to this man, that's connected to this man, that's connected to the USO.
Yeah.
Like you said, you would miss it if you didn't really know what you were looking for.
Right. This is stuff, folks, you'll never hear. This is what Wally mentioned earlier. Folks, we provide you inside information regarding the banking systems because we lived in those worlds. Wally still exists in that world. Goldilocks is in that world. This is why we're able to share what we share with you to help you for free. And so with Goldilocks sharing consistently every single day about the banking system repair, this is why so many members are able to have tremendous success in establishing their relationships and getting feedback from their own bankers. Tyrone, if you can unmute, my good man.
Yes, sir.
Man, what's your take on all of what you just heard? Even though I know your wealth manager told you that they have tangible evidence on Vietnam. Now we got some quiet, sneaky stuff coming on with Iraq. But all of what you heard tonight, please, what's your feedback on what you heard?
So one of the things that I've learned since being a part of Goldilocks' family that warmly welcomed me in is I got caught up on reading the articles, watching the videos. So as things develop, even what you just shared with us tonight, as I see the tangible evidence happens, it just solidifies my confidence. And man, this has actually happened to someone like me, my family, my friends, other individuals. And so now when I get excited, it's a healthy excitement. There's no high to get you up and then boom, you drop down because, oh, another thing had to be done here. Oh,
a delay.
Yeah. Oh, well, they don't trust Trump. That's what's going on. Oh, well, this. No, I'm watching things develop and it's happening just the way it's being brought out. And I'm like, man, this was the plan all along. But you know what? If I had to spend another $20 to get to finding Goldilocks, I would have done it. Like, I'll do it over.
Right. It was
But
that
it didn't
journey,
cost me
path.
anything once I found Goldilocks. Cost me nothing.
Exactly. There you go. Blues, if you can unmute, we'll get you here with Tyrone And Peculiar Ram as well. Blues, if you're able to unmute. Unless you, okay, I see you there, but I don't know if you're not able to unmute. Blues. Peculiar Ram.
Yes, sir.
What's your summary of all of what, I mean, I know your summary is always great. What's your summary of all of what you just heard tonight?
Everything's coming together. Like Tyrone says, you have this level of excitement, especially now, especially in this month. Like July has been top tier. It does fuel the excitement, and like he said, it's the good excitement, not the roller coaster of emotions. It's a sense of excitement that comes from fulfillment, knowing what you hold, knowing what's going on. And fulfillment hits a lot deeper than just, oh, I'm happy, happiness, or I'm happy today because of what I heard, tickled my ears. But, it's a sense of fulfillment in this waiting process, and it's no anxiety in the waiting process no longer. Like we're learning as we're waiting. And it's for free. Nothing for free. Nothing for free.
Right. Exactly. And I love what both of you said is tangible. But you can see the tangible results, the tangible verifiable evidence and proof that Goldilocks shares in the articles from the actual sources. Then, folks, to have the tangible evidence, the tangible backup from your wealth managers, the conversations to meet you, literally nothing gets more tangible than touching the flesh and shaking the hand of the wealth manager, of the banker that can help you with your wealth and exchange your currency. Nothing that doesn't get no more tangible than when Peculiar Ram goes to the nail salon with her wealth manager and her daughter and his kids. That's tangible. To meet someone, physically meet, touch the flesh. Many of you listening to this, you ain't never touched the flesh of nobody involved in the RV. All you've heard of these conference calls, these high-level sources, all these ghosts. This anxiety that you have, like Peculiar Ram and Tyrone spoke of, that the highs and the lows, the ebbs and the flows. Are you not tired of that emotional abuse? Do you not deserve greater, better for yourself? This is what God has bestowed upon you. God has given you this blessing, and you're going to poo-poo on it with just listening to foolishness consistently and being lazy to not know what you hold, just to continue to hear and the delays or and another thing, and Wally mentioned this earlier yesterday. This is a global event, folks. A global event, a global public event. How more public does it get? Whereas the President of the United States signs executive order for digital assets for the new banking system. How more tangible, how more public does it get? Where an article comes out last year and it clearly says that currency revaluation is the priority of the second Trump administration, and it quotes names of people involved. How more tangible, how more public? These are public officials. How more public does it get? Where in the article it speaks that currency revaluation will be as a result also of of trade deficits and the tariffs. And then here we have the President of the United States every single day in your face by the mainstream media talking about tariffs in your face. How more public does it get? But then, there's NDAs and it's secret. Don't tell nobody. My high-level source said I can't talk today. Hush, hush. Really? I can't talk, but I'm on a conference call and I'm live talking to you, telling you stories, but I'm under NDA. Really? Come on, people. How does that make sense to?
It doesn't at all.
It's a public in your face event. And here we have member after member like Blues, Tyrone, and others, Peculiar Ram, and all these folks meeting physically with these people that will exchange the Tyrone's wealth manager said, hey, I'm a know before you, and I'll call you when the RB happens. So I'm gonna take care of your currency. How much of a secret is it? See, but Tyrone's relationship is at the point, folks, that conversation is had.
Right.
Peculiar Ram is at the point with her relationship with her wealth manager that she developed over time. That's why the conversation is had about currency. But that's physical, tangible, meeting a person. Folks, just think, if you're listening to this and you haven't met anybody because you're waiting for a notification that we're telling you is not real. There's no notifications coming, no 800 numbers. It's all rumor. The psyop is real. These gurus, let me tell you, and I'm gonna say this, and it is what it is. But in the old room, for those of you who don't know, we were in an old room, another room before we started this one, and the owner of that old room let it be known. She told us in private that she is a part of an email blast that the gurus get, an email where they get an email, a script of what to say to you.
Lord have mercy.
And they take that email and they'll just twist it here and there. Oh, Mr. This, Mr. C, my gut, and all this other foolishness just to make you think they got, I got an email from Tom and Jerry. And the email says, Tom and Jerry said that, go to such and such bank and blah, blah, blah. Really? That Tom and Jerry cat and mouse game. When are y'all going to get tired of the cat and mouse game?
Exactly.
It's real. It's real in the field out here. Yeah. Someone sent me a little Tom and Jerry email. Tom and Jerry video. Wink, wink. Oh, my contacts and all these. Man, come on, man. Y'all need
wink,
to
wink.
folks,
Not the wink.
Folks, y'all need to stop allowing yourselves to be played.
Please.
You haven't met no one. You're just going to listen to these people telling you every single week about their fake contacts. Folks, these are psyops. And you're a part of it. You've accepted it. We have Tyrone that got his sons, his wife involved. His sons meeting with the wealth manager on their own. You've heard Charles tonight. Folks, who have you met with? Did you know that it's possible? You have the opportunity. You need guidance. Don't just take what we share and just run of the mill and just go try to use buzzwords with these wealth managers. You have the opportunity. You can join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room. We will share the guidance with you. We will help you along the way. You deserve better. But if you don't think you deserve better, neither do we. We don't think you deserve better either.
Mm-hmm.
You have to want it for yourself. Just imagine wanting it for your children as well, like Tyrone. Folks, you need to get to the point where you're tired of hearing, like Tyrone and Peculiar Ram said, having your ears tickled.
Yes, and your emotions unregulated, because that's essentially what's going on.
Yeah.
Your emotions are not regulated, and it changes you after a while of just listening to that. It definitely does. And you may not see it on the forefront, but subconsciously you're everywhere. Your mind is everywhere. You can't sleep, can't think, and you're making decisions based off of fake intel that you're being told. You're letting that lead your decision making with this investment, and that's just not wise at all.
And if y'all want to keep paying for these subscriptions out here to whatever channels you listen to, that's your business. That could be money you could be using to buy more currency.
Send it here. Send it here. Freedom. Send it here.
Right? That's gas money to go meet meet a wealth manager
Yes.
after getting the steps to really meet a real person to help you
Yeah.
that can eventually help you with your exchange and your wealth. You spending 15, 10, whatever Patreons and all this, folks. Just one trip, one
Mm-hmm.
gas trip to go meet a real person.
Open up your account, that $40 limit to open up an account for the Tier 1 bank. That's what you need to be using that money for.
Right. But you paying this money to these folks who are just playing you like a fiddle. And you on that roller coaster. And it's going to affect your health, your family, your relationships with your spouse, with your significant others, your children. But it's your choice. This is what you choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
We only want to reach just one of you who's ready to get off that roller coaster. Folks, we're not going to be here for long. So you better take advantage of it while we're here. All right. Blues, I'm not sure if you're able to unmute still. If not, that's okay. Beautiful folks, we appreciate you all. We love you all. We hope that this has been information that has really sparked something in you to take a step forward. How about step 1 of the 8 steps? Just all you gotta do is take 1 step. We'll help you with the others, with the other 7. Beautiful folks. Anything you want to share leaving Peculiar? Or we good to go?
No, just welcome to the future new members, and we'll be happy to help and to guide you to this journey, to this part of your journey. So we welcome you with open arms.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, beautiful folks. Everyone have a good night. Be well, be kind, stay in love. Ciao. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance to get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.